What's up guys, it's Matt from TDM Style here. Welcome back to the channel once again for another review, and this week we're taking a look at not one, not two, but three products from Hong Kong Homebrew. So I've had these products for a while now. I mean, they sent these to me, I think, back in like December. So I've been meaning to get to these and they just have been behind in my queue. So we've got a lot to talk about here today, so let's not waste any time. Let's get started. So the three products I'm going to be talking about today, I have their pre-styling spray, which is kind of, I guess you could say it's their take on a sea salt spray. Well, actually, that's exactly what it is. Then I have their styling clay as well as their styling cream. Starting out with packaging and pricing, all of their products first come in these kind of gray and white cardboard boxes like you see here. Then of course on the inside we have the jars themselves. Now the clay and the cream both come in these 3-ounce white plastic jars. And each of these is coming in at 185 Hong Kong dollars, and I had you for there for a second, which is just shy of $24 US. And the pre-styling spray comes in this 200 milliliter spray top bottle, and this one comes in at 140 Hong Kong dollars, or right around $18 US. So real quick idea of what each product is meant to do. Now their pre-styling spray, they do actually say on their website that this is recommended for finer haired people. And yeah, like most sea salt sprays, you're meant to apply this to damp hair and then blow dry it in to increase volume and texture. Now the styling clay, this one is, they're calling it a neutral matte finish. This is said to work for all kinds of hair textures to give you, of course, you know, a clay-like coarse texture with basically a matte finish and a all-day restylable hold. And the styling cream, this one they're calling a neutral shine finish, and they call this one, they say it has like the characteristics of an unorthodox water-based pomade, and in other words, that means it can lock your style into place all day, but it still stays pliable for restylability later on. And again, this one says it's meant for all kinds of hair types and textures, and that this is supposed to have a buttery smooth application. And who doesn't love butter? Oh no. All right, up next, we gotta talk about that scent, and the scent is the same on all three products. It's cracking into this bitch. Cracking in my voice too. Oh, lemon pledge. Yeah, I gotta say I'm not a fan of the scent on these. To me, it literally smells exactly like lemon pledge. If you don't know what that smells like, it just, to me, smells like a very artificial lemon, kind of like a lemon scented cleanser smell. It's fairly strong in the jar, but once you get it into the hair, it does dissipate pretty quickly, so not that big of a deal. Though I will say I was a little bit disappointed in that, because I love me some lemon, but like it's got to be like real lemon. The artificial lemon don't jive for me. All right, so a little bit about the ingredients on each one. Of course, as the name implies, these are home brews and they are made in Hong Kong, but they actually source all of their ingredients from the US. So they have on the labels of each product here, they're all paraben-free, petrolatum-free, EDTA-free, artificial color-free, and cruelty-free. And as far as the pre-styling spray goes, this one is alcohol-free as well. So starting with that one in the green, all three of these are water-based, aqua in the first spot. Now for the pre-styling spray, following the water, we have sea salt, sugar cane, castor oil, vitamin E oil, and essential oil, which I guess maybe for the fragrance, and then just some preservative, phenolxyethanol. The styling cream, this one is water followed by beeswax and emulsifying wax, HFCS, I don't know what that is. Vitamin E oil again, essential oil, and germol plus, that's the preservative there. And for the styling clay, we have aqua, kaolin clay, also bentonite clay, beeswax, jojoba oil, lanolin oil, emulsifying wax, hydrogenated castor oil, PEG40, vitamin E oil, essential oil, and germol plus. So yeah, ingredient list that we're used to seeing from homebrew products. All right, so with that, let's move right into the demos, and we're gonna start out with the pre-styling spray. So as you would expect, we're starting out here with clean, damp hair. And now this does say to shake well before you use this, just to get everything all nice and mixed up in there. And then I'm going in with, yeah, a few spritzes here or there. Now I'm always a little bit wary when it comes to sea salt sprays because, you know, number one, it says right on their website, this is meant for fine-haired people. Fine hair, this ain't. So sea salt sprays for me are something that I typically don't use very often because most of them are pretty drying. for me. But let's take a look at the results here. So once that's all worked in, we're gonna go ahead, blow dry a bitch, and here are the final results on that. Yes, volume. So we're looking pretty good here, and I am happy to report that this was not that dry. Whatever oil they have in there definitely helped with the blow drying and kind of, you know, brushing process. It wasn't like tangly or, you know, coarse feeling. It was actually quite nice, and it leaves my hair feeling nice and soft. It's got some volume in there and some nice texture to start with. So obviously we're not doing an endurance test on that, so it's a pre-styling spray. It's meant to be used with something else. So on that particular day that I was filming, I decided to follow it up with the clay, because you know me, I'm a clay boy. Now, it is worth mentioning, they do recommend that for like best results with their clay. I just had like a lot of saliva. That was weird. They say to use it, you know, a little bit in damp hair, blow dry it in, and then go in with another scoop into dry hair. So I didn't do that here, because typically with clays, I'm just a post-styling boy. So I started out with the pre-styling spray. So here we are with, you know, starting with that final result. And now we're going in with about a dime-sized scoop of the clay. Now, in terms of the scoop and the breakdown on this, we'll take a quick look at the product itself here as I'm scooping it out. It is very smooth. It's a bit firm, but once you get it into the hands, it breaks down very easily. They actually say on their website that it's very fine and you can actually feel the minerals in your hands. And yeah, I would agree with that. Not really much in the way of stickiness in the hands, although you can feel the dryness from those clays. So going into the hair with that, it starts out okay, but you are going to feel that dryness. Now, is it the driest product I've ever used? No way. But does it have some, you know, tugging and pulling because I'm a coarse-haired guy and it's a dry product? Yes, so just be aware of that. But all in all, not too difficult to work through, and here are the final results of that. So we're looking pretty good. It's definitely a matte finish, but not overly dry looking. It still allows the natural shine of my hair to come through, and we've got some pretty good volume and nice looking texture here. Now, as you all know, it's quarantine. Nobody's getting haircuts, unless they're doing some weird speakeasy black market shit, but I'm not doing that. So my hair is getting longer. So it's just one thing to keep in mind as we look at the endurance test here. So here we are 8 hours later. So as you can see, we've definitely had a little bit of a breakdown in style. We've got a little bit of, you know, volume loss, but all things considered, it's still looking pretty good, and it is definitely still restylable. And the thing that I liked about this, as seems to be pretty common ground with a lot of homebrew clays, it may start out quite dry, but at the end of the day, it's feeling nice and soft. The oils have made my hair feel nice and conditioned, so that dryness has really gone, and now it just feels, you know, nice and nourished, I guess. So for me, I would say the hold on this one was about a medium, at least with this hair length. Maybe, I think it would have been a stronger hold had I done their pre and post styling method with it, or if my hair was shorter. All right, next, let's take a look at the demo footage for the styling cream. So this one, we're starting out with freshly washed, blow-dried hair, nothing else in it. And yeah, taking a look at the scoop on this one, it does look and feel basically like an unorthodox water-based pomade. It's a little bit firm, but I mentioned like buttery smooth application before, and this like feels like butter. It's interesting. Like when you scoop it out, it's like, I don't know, it just feels buttery. Get it into the hands, it breaks down very easily, very smooth, and it's quite slick feeling. There's really no stickiness or anything in the hands. Yeah, again, it feels buttery. So they mentioned this one is supposed to be a smooth application, so going into dry hair here, yeah, the application is pretty damn smooth. It's definitely far less dry feeling than the clay, so I had a much easier time applying the styling cream. And looking at the final results here, yeah, neutral shine as they're calling it, and I like that, because it is. It's like a nice natural to low shine. It's not too matte, but it's not shiny either, which, you know, I like that, because I'm not a big pomade guy because I don't think shine products look great on me. So I was happy that this didn't have a whole lot of shine. In terms of texture, it's, yeah, about a medium. So it's not quite as coarse a texture as the clay, but not quite as fine a texture as, you know, say a wax or maybe an oil-based pomade or something. All in all, I really like how this final style turned out. And right up front, the hold does feel a little bit stronger than the clay. And bringing that into the endurance test, so this is 8 hours later on the cream. So again, you know, we've had a little bit of a breakdown in style and volume here. I mean, and I think that's mostly to do with the length of my hair at this point, because it's like down to the tip of my nose and the sides are getting long and shit. shit. So there's a lot of thick, coarse, heavy hair to deal with for this product. So I would call this one like a medium to medium firm hold. Definitely felt a bit stronger than the clay. And again, at the end of the day, my hair just feels very soft and very conditioned, and it's quite easy to run your fingers or a comb through to restyle should you need or want to. Now, the washout on all of these couldn't be easier. Like water rinse, zip, zam, zoom. That's a weird, I don't ever say that shit. That was real weird. But yeah, water rinse and straight out. All right, so overall thoughts on the Hong Kong Homebrew lineup that I have here. I like these. I like the pre-styling spray. I was very happy that it wasn't super dry. You know, because with most sea salt sprays or texture sprays, I expect them to be pretty dry because they're not really meant for folks with coarse hair like me. You know, it says right on their website, this is really targeted for fine-haired folks. So based on the fact that it worked so well for me, I could see it working even better if you've got finer hair. The cream and the clay, I definitely like the styling cream better than the clay for me and my hair. Both were pretty good, solid medium, maybe a little stronger than medium holds. Nice texture on each, and I liked the fact that in terms of weight or the feeling of them both in the hair, once they were worked in, they both felt pretty weightless. And I didn't need a lot of product, even with my hair at this length. One dime-sized scoop, maybe a tidbit extra into the roots. That's really all you needed. And they both worked pretty much as described, and they worked quite well. I really don't like the fragrance on these, though. And I know, obviously fragrance is very subjective, so you might like it, I don't know. But to me, I don't like the thought of, just lemon pledge, going in my, I don't know, it's just too, I'm not a fan of that. But that aside, the performance and the ingredients and everything, they all worked very well. So that wraps things up for today's video. Got there on that one. I hope that you guys enjoyed this and found it helpful. Please do stay tuned. As always, tons and tons of content coming up. I don't know, I just have a lot of stuff. I'm trying to get through some older stuff in my queue. Like I mentioned before, I have Alistair for Men lineup. I have some Shan Hong, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a Taiwanese brand of super bougie hair product that actually has gold in it. Looking forward to trying that. And then beyond that, I just started testing out Formulate shampoo and conditioner, so I'm really excited to get into those. And just, of course, just all kinds of stuff and other videos coming up as well. So if you haven't already, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below to keep up to date with all that stuff. And as always, thank you guys so much for coming by and watching, and we'll see you at the next one.